Hello and welcome to Tal Galen. This is my wizard's tower, and this is my vampire mage, as you can see here, and he's going to be giving us the guided tour today. And I wanted to build kind of an interesting kind of home for him, and this tower is pretty cool. So we're going to go and have a look at this. This is one of the more interesting houses, I think, in the game. So he's going to give us the guided tour. So we have here a beautiful statue here of Molarg Bal, and if you have played the game then you kind of know who this is, and as you can see he's got a pure human there in his grasp. Yeah, it's a little bit dark. He's one of the baddies in the game if you've never played it. So we're going to go in through the entrance and I'm going to give you a guided tour of the inside first, and then we're going to go outside. But just bear in mind that he is a vampire, and yes, you're going to see some kind of dark things when you come into this house, okay? We've got some gargoyles here at the front who are obviously guarding the entrance. They're really cool. I love the look of these gargoyles. And I just thought they looked really cool here at the side of the house. So yeah, got some gargoyles standing sentry. We're going to go inside and I'll show you this place. This is kind of interesting. So this is sort of an entrance hall, I guess, because it's central to some other rooms that kind of lead off it. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to put a lot of things in here that would be relevant to a vampire. And you're going to see quite a few references in here to the Black Hand, the Dark Brotherhood, because he is a member of the Dark Brotherhood, and there are sort of nods to that as we go all the way around this house. This house, Tal Galen, is in Vardenfell, and this is a diorama or a mini-map of the actual zone that you can explore when you are playing the game. And I put that in here because I just think it is really cool. It's kind of hard to get because you have to collect a lot of different missing pages for the librarian and put them all together, and you're rewarded with this at the end. But I do think it's kind of worth it because it's the only way that you can get this item, and yeah, it is pretty cool. And it is geographically correct, so all the different places and stuff on here that are marked are actually where they are on the real life map, which is cool. Absolutely love this table. I also have it in my museum, which I will also be doing a guided tour of as we go ahead. But I also love this chalice as well. I just think a vampire would have a chalice. I mean, it's empty at the moment, but I'm sure at some point, you know, he would fill it with blood to drink from. Let's be honest, that's what vampires do. And I also love these Daedric thrones. You know, they've got skulls and stuff on them and mean looking faces on the back. I just think they're really appropriate for this house. Got treasure chest over here because of course you have to store all of your valuables when you're a vampire. You know, you keep everything safe, and you've also got your own little throne to sit in here. And you've got some collectibles. I really love this painting, or these types of paintings in the game are really pretty. I love them. And you've got little statues there as well of things that he has collected over time. We have a beautiful table here. I do love some of the furnishings in this game. Some of the detail on them is beautiful, and I love the wood effect on this particular one. And we also have there, you can just see there's some water in there. This is an offering bowl. So it's part of rituals and stuff that he might perform as a vampire when he's got his vampire friends around. He's on his own at the moment though. And here we have a blood fountain because of course every vampire needs one of these. And you can also, you know, this is also somewhere where you do rituals, perform blood magic, etc. So yes, we have a blood fountain just chilling here in, you know, your hallway, as you do. Also, if you don't play the game and you're wondering what on earth this is, this volatile familiar is the pet you get as a sorceress or a sorcerer in the game. There are other ones as well, but yeah, this little dude is kind of cool, and he follows you around and he does fight for you as well. Now I start to see some things that are really quite dark. This stained glass window, which I absolutely love, and again, that's quite a hard item to sort of get hold of, but I love the lighting effect on it. As you can see on the ground, it does sort of cascade some sort of light, and it was a nice feature to add to this area. So we do have, you know, we've got some torture items here because as a vampire, you know, he does need to eat and feed in order to sustain his powers. So we have, you know, a table here where he does things to people. We won't go into the specifics of that, but you can see his latest victim is still there. We also have torture racks and stuff that, you know, he can pull down and use whenever he wants to. And we have a table here, an autopsy table again. So again, there's, you know, tools and stuff that he uses, and then, like I say, his last victim is still there. So like I said, some really, really dark things. So I'm going to take you through to some of the side areas. So if we go over this way and we go through this door, I'll show you what's in here. So this is his bedroom. Now, as I said to you before, he is a member of the Dark Brotherhood, and there are sort of nods to that, but he is... and there's a stained glass window up there that is representative of that. I love this bed. I love the architecture of it and the detail of that headboard. I just think it is really, really pretty. I love the intricacy on the design, and it just suited, you know, a vampire wouldn't have like a normal bed, you know, because they are kind of all about their image and what they look like. And as you can see from the way that he's dressed, you know, he walks around in a full suit, and he's got a cravat and everything there, and he's all about the bling, because that's kind of what vampires are. They love to sort of show off themselves. And we have some blood there in some vials that's being distilled ready for him to feed when he wakes up in the morning. And we have, you know, lovely chest of drawers and stuff in there for him to keep all of his precious clothes in, because he loves, like I say, what he looks like. I love this statue, and I just felt like it's fitted in this room and in this room. It sort of fits with the style of the house, and I really like the fact that, you know, this almost like it's standing in vigil while he sleeps, which I kind of liked. And over here we have the Door of Sithis, which again, if you played the game, you know what this is. It's basically a doorway to the Dark Brotherhood. So he's got, you know, a quick access route down into the Brotherhood if he ever needs it. So that's his bedroom. That's where the vampire sleeps. But if we carry on going, move to the other side of the room, you know, he still has to do some practical things. So on this side, I made this into like a very simple crafting room. So he's got each of the different crafting professions here, dye station and everything. Love this crystal, clockwork crystal. I think that's really, really cool. Love the lighting effect on that. So again, that could be used for when he's making his enchantments over here. And we've got a cooking station and basically all the things that you might need, including, you know, all the spare wood and stuff that you might need for making all of your precious staffs, because you can never have enough. So, got the crafting room. And if we continue on, there is one more room down here that we can investigate. And I wanted to do something a little bit different in here. So this was a very small, empty room, and I wanted to make it different. So I built these flower beds. So I put these stone walls in, and then I had to build up the flower beds behind them. So all of the flowers, the vines, and everything that you can see here are things that I had to plant by hand. I just wanted to make it look like, you know, he was into alchemy and growing all of his own tropical and exotic flowers and stuff that he might use in the course of alchemy, you know, in order to prolong his own life and to help him when he's doing all of his battles and adventures. So I built these flower beds up. I love these Talvani lights. I love how they look. This is a Talvani house, so it fits that, you know, there would be these kinds of lights in the house. And I love the vines as well, these lit vines. So you've got flower beds here with all of his different plants that he might need. He's also got this, I love this Talvani desk. It looks like it's been carved from a tree stump. I just think I love the detail of it. So he's got a desk there for him to work at if he wants to, and he also has this big table which has got some of his own notes and stuff on there for recipes and stuff that he's trying out. There's a big key there for the front door of the house. I love those big old-fashioned keys. You know, we don't have those kinds of things anymore because they'd be completely impractical, but I do think they're really, really cool. And you've got a book over there that he's been reading, probably about sorcery. So we've got this beautiful room with everything that an alchemist might need. So I'm going to show you now. If I can get out, there we go. I'm going to show you now what the really cool feature of this house is. Now there is this structure in the middle that we've been walking around since we came into the house, and I'm just going to walk over back to the front door, and as you can see he's got a couple of Daedra there, sort of standing guard if you like, here. Now this thing in the middle of this structure looks like a little water pool. Actually it isn't. It's something a lot cooler, and it's one of the things I absolutely love about this house, and it's what makes it cool as a wizard's tower. So I'm going to show you now what it actually does. It's a portal, like a lift or an elevator, and it takes you up to his private office. What can you think of like a cooler way to get to your office than that? And in here he's got lots and lots of books that he has been reading. He's interested in all the constellations, and so he's got them, various ones, around his office. As you can see here on the wall, these are all representatives. So you've got like the warrior, the thief, the sorcerer, the lover, etc. They're all here around his office. And you've got some of his trophies and stuff and things that he has. Enemies that he has defeated over time, he sort of mounts them on the wall to sort of remind him of all the things that he's conquered in his life. And he's also got his desk here, so he's got a map there of Ardenfell that he can look at to see the next place that he wants to explore. This crystal skull, which I think is really cool, I love that. And again, he's got some instruments there for when he needs to do some work. And over here he's got more blood that's distilling, because of course a vampire cannot have enough blood in order to sustain them, and more maps, and this beautiful picture as well on the wall. So there's a lot of stuff here that he has collected and stuff over time. I also love this pillar that's filled with the skulls. This kind of just, I mean, that looks just deadly and gruesome, doesn't it? It's like dark. And that fits him perfectly, and the way that sort of his lifestyle. So yeah, this is, as you can see, the walls and stuff are all sort of like, it's almost like you're living inside a kind of a mushroom tower. I call it the shroom tower, this house. But I just think it's really cool. Rather than just solid bricks and mortar, you've got something else in here as well. So let's go back down through the magic portal. And I will now take you outside, and I'll show you what's down below. So this has got a beautiful view, and as you can see, if you're not familiar with the game, Vardenfell is like shroom country. So you can see there in the distance massive mushrooms, and they are kind of growing all over this land, and even bigger ones over there. So the idea that one has grown big enough in order to make a tower out of it, it kind of makes sense within the lore of the game. So we've got some pretty flowers and stuff as we walk around the outside of this tower, down to the water. We've got some interesting things to take a look at down here. So again, we've got some of these beautiful big mushrooms and stuff growing down here. So again, I planted all of this out because I didn't have any of this stuff. Also got another beautiful statue here, which I wanted to make look kind of overgrown, so I put all these bushes and stuff around the bottom of it to make it look like it had been there for sort of a very long time. I love this mushroom that's all lit up. It's really cool. I have used some of these types of mushrooms in the aquarium that I built, because I did turn one of my houses into an aquarium, and again, that will be a house that I will be posting in due course. I haven't recorded that one yet, but I will be. So we've got some very unusual things down here. So we've got this tree, which I call the tree of death. As you can see, there are some victims and stuff that are woven into this tree. We're not going to ask why. And there's various offerings and things that have been hung on this tree, because people who live in the vicinity are kind of afraid of him and his abilities as a vampire, and so they do come here every now and again and offer a sacrifice to appease him, so that, you know, he doesn't try and do something to them, let's say. He also likes to collect things for study, and so we have here a nyx that has been been put in a cage here, and he's deliberating whether or not to use that as his mount to get around on. So yeah, we've got a Nix that's imprisoned, and we've also got a prisoner in there, and I don't know what he did to annoy Horatio here, my vampire, but he's obviously done something and he doesn't like his face, I guess. I don't know, but he's in the cage, and he'll decide what to do with him later. This is also another sacrificial tree, so you can see the skulls and stuff all over it. I really love the details that the devs put into this particular tree, because it does look dead and hallowed, which I really, really like. And look at that up there. Yes. Amazing details. Like I said, this I love some of the details in this house because they're really dark. I kind of like sort of the dark, macabre type of things. I just think it's kind of really interesting. And it kind of makes your house designs more fun if you embrace that sort of thing. He does also like fishing, which is kind of a normal thing to do, I guess, because if, a vampire also has to eat normal food as well as drinking blood. So he's got that. He's got his fishing poles and stuff here, and he has a full dock. So we've got an old ship's wheel there, various ropes and pulleys that he needs. I really love these lights, by the way, these little lanterns. They're really, really cool. So I strung those all the way around the dock. I just love the lighting and the effect they give off at this time of night, because we've come down here at the right time because the sun is now going down. And he's got a couple of fishing boats and stuff that he uses to go out into the water. And we've got a huge wheel here that you can use to help much larger ships to dock. Because this is the actual open sea that we're in here, so it is feasible that huge ships could come here. And you can take these little fishing boats out to meet the larger ships and take deliveries, of course. Because a normal vampire, you don't go to the shops if you're a vampire. You have everything delivered to you. So this is my wizard's tower, and like I said, if you look at it from down here, it's huge. This is what it looks like from the back. It looks so cool. I do love this house. It is one of the more unusual and more interesting houses in the game, in my opinion. It's difficult to get hold of because it's only available at certain times of the year. So if you're interested in getting it, then don't delay. I would grab it as soon as it's available, because like I say, the devs don't it's not one that's always available for you to buy. So if it comes up for sale, then I would advise getting it as soon as you possibly can. Anyway, that was the Wizard's Tower. I hope you enjoyed that guided tour, and if you want to see some more, then please check out some of the other videos on my channel.